Don't try to sneak into your room like that. I know what you've got behind your back. Records. More new records.
Hey there. I'm ducking down so you can see me, and I'm not a headless horseman. Here's the new Blondie box set. It's not yet out, but we're going to unbox it for you right now. And the best way to do this is for me to stand up and be counted. There. Do you like this snazzy thing I got here? Alright. Let's carefully remove the plastic. So, as most of you know, Blondie was a successful, very successful band started by Debbie Harry and Chris Stein, and they were considered kind of new wave, not really punk, new wave band. More popular at first in the UK than they were in America. And this box set covers their history from 74 to 82, and as many of you know, they regrouped and had hits later. And their big hits were Heart of Glass, Call Me, etc., etc. So this box set is very nice. It's a very nice looking box set. And on the back here are like photos of them from the old days, black and white photos. And let's see how it opens. I think it's going to open this way. So I'm glad my head's not in the picture because I want you to see the box. I don't think you care about my head. Alright, so let's see. Debbie Harry was, of course, extremely charismatic and beautiful. And it's a nice looking box. Let's see what's in here. I'm going to take the first thing out. So, of course, the things go better with Coke motif from the period of time when this record, when these records were recorded. It was a big thing, as you know. So 6 records and a best of. So you get Blondie, Plastic Letters, Parallel Lines, E to the Beat, Auto American, The Hunter, and the best of Blondie is on the liner, but it's there. But they don't have to give you that because you get all the records here. So 6 great records. They sold millions and tens of millions of records, and the 6 albums are here. So let's go through it. Slicks from singles, lots of singles from different countries. Very cool. Let's see what's in here. I don't know how this was mastered yet. I don't know how it was cut. I don't know who cut it. I don't know how it sounds, obviously, since I just opened it. And on here, on the first record here, is these are demos. I love you, honey. Give me a beer. Live it up. Angels of the Balcony. Tide is High. We know that song. Susie and Jeffrey. Outtakes. So it's outtakes and demos is the first record that comes to you when you open the box. And the jackets are old school. It's foil, but it's old school, laminated, paste on board, the way we like it, right? Let's see what comes out next. Next we get Parallel Beats. These are also demos and assorted unusual things. Once I Had a Love, Sunny Girl, I'll Never Break Away from This Heart of Mine, Pretty Baby, Hanging on the Telephone, We'll Do Anything. These are demos and instrumentals. Underground Girl, Call Me, which we all know, Spaghetti Song, Atomic Part 2. Anyway, a bunch of interesting things that are on Parallel Beats. Oh, now we get... Oh, this is cool. So here's... you know what? Let me just read what it says is actually in here before we finish. The Classic Albums plus 4 additional LPs of period recordings, a 10-inch EP with early sessions, a 7-inch with exclusive tracks, 2 books, complete history and discography, 124 songs, 36 previously unissued, remastered from the original analog tapes, and cut at Abbey Road. Well, I think we can assume that it was digitized and cut from digital masters. That's what we're going to assume, because I don't know any better. And I mean, it's incredible what's in here. There's so much stuff. All right, let's continue here. Here's a Plaza Sound in New York. This is the original Plaza Sound sticker that was on the tapes, probably. Safety Master 324 with X-Offender, intro X-Offender. This is they were on private stock. They were on multiple labels. In the Flesh, Shark and Jets clothing, Kung Fu Girls, scenery. Anyway, 24 tracks at 30 IPS was the recording at the time. And let's see if we look in here, we can see what kind of mastering marks are on the record. Okay, so this was pressed at GZ Media. And, oh, that's interesting. This one says nothing about Abbey Road or any marks, but I see GZ Media. You know, usually you can tell. No mastering credit on this record. But again, this is not the actual album. This is another one of the bonus records. Like the jacket. Next one. Home tapes. Okay. Can't go wrong with Debbie Harry at home, don't you think? And let's see. This is home tapes. There's a guitar there. Abortion Foes, Mob Carter. I don't want to get political. I'm not getting political here, but it's funny. It says that Abortion Foes, Mob Carter. Some things never change. Mao dead. Some things never change. And I'm not going to go through the songs on this one. So these are the bonus records. Now we get to the actual records. I bet you on the inner groove area, the dead wax as they call it, we're going to see more. So this is the first one produced by Richard Gottherer, very famous producer of that era that some of you probably know, Plaza Sound Studios. And mastering engineer, my friend Greg Calby at Sterling Sound. That was the original mastering engineer. And the very new wave look. Very, very new wavy look. That was such a great period of time for fashion and looks and breaking clear of the hippiedom that had really ruled the musical waves in the early 70s, except for Roxy Music and a few other groups. This one too, interesting. There's no mastering marks on this whatsoever. So that's unusual. I guess they didn't want any. Maybe there's some more credits inside where we'll find out who actually cut it at Abbey Road, but right now we don't have that. So this has X-Offender on it, which was pretty successful. Not in America, though. You know, they didn't break until Parallel Lines in America. Okay, let's see the next record. Plastic Letters. Let's see who's credited on this one. So the band changed over time to a certain degree, but Chris Stein is still here. Debbie Harry. Clement Burke, premier drums, backing vocals, with the hair that Richard X. Heyman, to this day, still wears, if you know Richard X. Heyman. Let's see. Also, Plaza Sound, and Greg Calby mastered it, the original. And this one has fan mail, Bermuda Triangle Blues. Anyway, if you know the record, you know the songs. If you don't know the record, then you don't know the songs. Here's the one that really broke them big. I believe MoFi did a version of this record. I didn't have it. Mike Chapman produced this one. And Hanging on the Telephone, that was a big hit. Let's see. Heart of Glass, of course, that was the big disco hit that really broke them. This is also really nice laminated, nice presentation. And let's see, we'll get some credits on here. By now they were on Chrysalis, and they're giving you Chrysalis label. I like that. Let's see if there are any credits on here. Produced by Mike Chapman, recorded at Record Plant, New York. Mixed at Forum Studios. Mixed at the Forum Studios in Covington, Kentucky. And mastered by Steve Hall at MCA. Interesting. And Robert Fripp played guitar on Fade Away and Radiate. So Steve Hall at MCA, Whitney Studios. Interesting. Not familiar. Okay, Eat to the Beat came next. And let's see, this Eat to the Beat, of course, is on it. And Atomic, Living in the... let's see. Produced by Mike Chapman. Who else is on here? Engineered by Dave Tickle and Peter Coleman. Recorded at the Power Station, Electric Lady, and Media Sound. Okay, good. Mixed and mastered at MCA Whitney Studios, Glendale, California. Mastered by Steve Hall. And this was... yeah. Okay. And then... the next record... shot someplace downtown. This has got Europa, Live It Up, Here's Looking at You, Tide is High. So, you know, the albums have Rapture. It's a mix of hits and not hits, but that's usual. Here they brought on some people like Tom Scott. They brought on Howard Kalin and Mark Volman to do vocals on one track. They brought in Alex Acuna to some percussion. Jimmy Haskell. Everybody spells Jimmy Haskell wrong. Jimmy Haskell is Jimmie. And some of you know Jimmy Haskell and some of you don't. He was a premier arranger in California, and I actually worked with him when I did Animal Olympics. He did all the incidental music for Animal Olympics, and I believe he also did the string arrangements for the tracks that Graham Gouldman did on Animal Olympics. Ray Brown plays bass on one track. That's interesting. And Jimmy Haskell is the late Jimmy Haskell is Jimmie, but everybody spells it wrong. He did string and horn arrangements on Here's Looking at You, The Tide is High, Europa, and Go Through It. Okay. If that's how it was spelled incorrectly on the original record, well, that's how it should be spelled here. You don't correct these things. Okay. Blondie Hunter. It's one of the later ones. I don't know most of these songs from these later records. Sorry, it's just a fact. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know. At this point, you know, the band was fairly stable. Clem Burke on drums, Jimmy Destry on keyboards, Nigel Harrison on bass, Debbie and Chris, and Frank Infante on guitar. And this was, as I recall, a success. They were all successful records, really. And now we get Blondie Out in the Streets. And I'm not going to go over, there's a 10-inch, I'm not going to go over what these are. And there's a book. Is there a book? Yeah, so now you get the book, and that's where you really, this is one of these situations where you learn, oh, there's more. So there's a book. It's a very big book. And they have, oh, there's all the tapes. Wow. There's a picture of all the master tapes, but I'll show you this. Look. I'll take a close-up of that later. That's juicy. Wouldn't you like to have your hands on those tapes? Ampex 456. That wasn't good tape. They must have had to bake those tape, bake them, saute them, fry them, and who knows what else. Anyway, let's see. There's Ken Shipley wrote some notes. More pictures. And there's a good history here that I will read. So when I do write a review on trackingangle.com, which will go live probably September 7th, filled with all kinds of great stuff, we'll be able to really give you a full review rather than this kind of stuff. This is fun. You know, people like this. You know, it's funny because Rick Rubin once said to me, you know, if you have Rick Rubin's ear, or if he has your ear, usually you should take his advice. I remember once when Adele won a Grammy, and she got up at the Grammys, and she was like, stop, she was, I have to thank Rick Rubin. She said, and Rick, you know, gave her a lot of good advice, apparently, because that's one of the first people she thanked. So Rick said to me, you know, you should do, you're good on camera, why don't you just talk your reviews? Don't write them, talk them. And I filed that away, and I'm going to do a whole bunch of reviews on camera very shortly, between now and when the website launches, because I think I can do a good job of that. It'll be kind of fun. So an unboxing is a whole different thing. So there's lots of good pictures and history of the band. And then what they have, oh, this is cool. So each album has, or songs, have remembrances from people in the band. So, yeah, it's the album. So it's the album, and then each song gets like remembrances. That's kind of cool. Here's a picture of Debbie in the studio. And Mike Chapman, producer. Frank Infante says, if everything had been lovey-dovey, the music might have been different. Well, of course. Here's a picture of them someplace in Manhattan, because they were a New York band, essentially. Okay, that was a good part of the appeal to a lot of guys, and probably some girls. And can I get away with that? I'm doing it anyway. Parallel Lines, the big record. Let's see what it says here. Anyway, I'm not going to read this to you. Then they go to L.A. They go to the Beverly Hills. It looks like, oh, here they are with Richard Gere. And who else is with Richard Gere? I don't know. Maybe Giorgio Moroder. So it looks like this is a box set to begin with. Here's a tape. Tight as High, 15 2-track, 15 IPS, no Dolby. I like that they include a lot of this kind of like tech memorabilia, because that's the kind of stuff that a lot of us dig. And it's another side of the whole thing. And here's magazine covers. It's like a scrapbook for the band. And that's it. That's it. They thank. Oh, here's production for the record. Okay, so it was produced by Thomas Manzi, Steve Rosenthal, who many of you know. Steve Rosenthal from the Magic Shop. Does a lot of, at this point, does a lot of restoration and post production on records like this, on projects like this, where the tapes have to be baked and processed and whatever else. Original recording productions are here. Analog to digital transfer. Okay, they talk about it. By Kabar Hermon at Mars, New York. Tape and archive research, sound restoration, vinyl. Oh, here it is. Vinyl cut by. Oh, good. It's here. Vinyl cut by Jeff Pesh at Abbey Road Studios, London. Mastered by Michael Graves at Osiris Studio, Los Angeles. Okay. I like. They give you the credits. They don't mess around. They give you the credits. That's what they did. So the question is, how good was the transfer? All right. Well, we're gonna find out. So that's the box set. Oh wait, there's more. I left some stuff out. Oh, they just don't give up. There's a pair of Chris Stein's underwear, and a pair of, you get a pair of Debbie Harry. Each person who buys this box gets a pair of Debbie Harry's underwear and Chris Stein's underwear. That's just an incredibly generous thing for them to do. What else do you get? You get, wow, this is really cool. You get this 45 RPM discography. Now, what exactly is this? They won't let you get to it without removing this. I don't want to call it an obi. Okay, we'll call it an obi. So you get a single in here, and what else is in here? Oh wow, this is very cool. It's like a 45 RPM discography. Discography. It's a discografia. It's not discography. They say discografia. And lots of foil on this box. Oh, it's really cool. This is, you know, whoever put this thing together did it right, spent a lot of time, and gives you just about everything. If you're a Blondie fan, this gives you just about everything you'd ever want to see from this period of time. Non-album singles, Japanese pictures, one way or another, gonna get you. So, I'm sorry. Heart of Glass. This is really nice. 8-track tape. Man, they give you everything. 8-track tapes. Different countries. Really, really well researched. Just tremendous memorabilia all in one place. And there's a single in here, Blondie, Moonlight Drive. Oh, it's the Doors song. You know, maybe the real Blondie fanatics would know this. I didn't know they covered a Doors song. I wonder what that's going to sound like. You have to play that quickly. Here it is. Moonlight Drive. All right, I'll do close-ups of some of the other stuff here. So here's the book. Many people at that time spent a decade looking like that. Just in case you didn't know that. That's how they looked. That's good. I'm just going to show you this. I'm sure in the book it tells you exactly what this is. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm going to show you the records, not in alphabet, not in order of release date, because I'm just pulling them up from the mess that I made on my table here. You know, I bet you if I played the music in the background, they wouldn't cut it out. They wouldn't block me because I'm giving you the box set. I think a lot of people who were around in those days who were not Blondie fans at this point may say, you know what, I need to check this band out again. I missed it. Or I knew the hits and I didn't realize what else was there, but there was a lot there. And we're going to discover it all. It's going to take a long time to go through it. There's the home tape box. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.